Do you ever catch yourself overthinking everything your husband does and then feel even more insecure in your relationship? It's exhausting, right? And the worst part is this insecurity can push him away, even if all you want is to actually feel closer. In this video, I'll show you why this happens and the simple steps you can take to finally feel secure and confident in your relationship again. The first thing you need to do to get out of insecurity is to actually notice your self-dialogue. How are you actually talking to yourself? What are you telling yourself to make yourself feel insecure and anxious in your relationship? Maybe the self-dialogue is, my husband is texting someone right now, or I'm not good enough for him. Sooner or later, he will leave me. It really helps for you to become aware of these thoughts that are making you feel anxious about the relationship. I'm going to give you a quick example. You're out with him, he checks his phone, and your first thought is, he must be cheating on me or he must be talking to another woman. This thought spikes your anxiety, and you either withdraw and pull back or you snap back at him. Now, of course, your thoughts may not be this extreme, but again, it's important that you realize you have agency over these thoughts, and the first thing you can exercise is to identify them, to have more control over them. Remind yourself this voice is actually your anxiety, not reality. So here's the shift. Take accountability for your part and your thoughts and treat it as an internal pattern you can work on. The second way you can get out of insecurity is to actually look at the relationship pattern and see if there's something in the relationship dynamic that's actually making you feel insecure. Because sometimes these things are not just in your head. Your partner's behavior may actually be fueling this insecurity. I'll give you an example. Maybe you see or hear him being overly friendly with a coworker, and it feels flirty, or you've caught him DMing another woman in a way that's crossed a line. Or maybe he's just secretive about his phone. He takes his phone everywhere he goes, and he's not sharing passwords with you. And you constantly feel like he's hiding something from you. I'll give you another example. Maybe he doesn't make time for you anymore. Work, his friends, his phone always come first. That lack of attention can make anyone feel unimportant, insecure, and anxious. Flagging to you, something feels off, I don't know what's going on. So it's not that simply you're an insecure person. That's what most people get wrong. A lot of times people are not inherently insecure people. Sometimes your partner's actions are contributing to the insecurity. To be honest with you, in my private practice working with couples, I see that it's often a combination. Your anxious tendencies mixed with his behaviors. Now, here's the truth. Insecurity isn't always just about you. And it's not always just about him. It's actually about the dynamic between you two. And if you don't know exactly what that dynamic is, you'll keep guessing, spinning in the same cycle of insecurity that will ultimately damage your relationship. To prevent that from happening and to stop it from damaging your relationship for good, you need to take my free relationship test. This test shows you the exact strengths and weak spots in your relationship. And it helps you identify the areas of your relationship that are fueling this anxiety and insecurity. Honestly, every woman watching this video needs to take this test because once you see the results, you'll finally know where to put your energy to start feeling more secure and connected. This test is completely free. You can download it at parisacounseling.com/relationship test or download it in the description under this video. My third tip to you to get out of insecurity is don't bottle it up. Share your feelings with your partner. Shame, embarrassment makes a lot of women keep this insecurity inside. But the truth is your silence won't make anything better. But sharing it does. Because if you keep that inside, it's just going to make you feel more disconnected to your partner. And a lot of times it's going to make you spiral into an anxious cycle. And just more anxious thoughts and insecure thoughts are going to keep piling on. You're going to feel even more overwhelmed and questioning yourself. For example, you can say to your partner, when you compared me to your ex, it made me feel less than. Or when we don't spend time together, I feel like I'm not important to you, and it makes me feel insecure. Now, pay attention to how he responds. When you share this with your partner, does he listen to you, validate you, and shows that he cares? Because if this happens over time, your insecurity will be soothed and healed. Because you see that it's actually not true. When I share these thoughts with him, he's very accepting, he's very understanding, he explains what's going on in his mind, so I don't feel shut out. And we can actually connect over this and feel closer when I share these insecurities. Another scenario is he may dismiss your insecurity. Does he dismiss it by saying, for example, you're crazy and too sensitive, stop overreacting, or stop questioning me? Does he get defensive when you bring up insecurities? Because if he does that, that reaction will only deepen your insecurity. I actually have a whole video series on how to deal with partners who get defensive and how to deal with defensiveness in your relationship. And I'll link it on this video right now so you can go ahead and watch it if you need it. So one thing you can do this week, think of one insecurity that you've been holding in and practice saying it in a calm, direct way. Then notice your partner's response. It'll tell you so much about the relationship. Now, tell me in the comments, how has insecurity shown up in your relationship? And what are some of the behaviors you engage in when you're feeling insecure, whether adaptive or maladaptive? I just want to hear from you. The fourth thing I want you to do is to heal what's inside. Some insecurities don't come from your partner at all. They come from within you. Maybe you have an inner critic that whispers, you're boring, you're not attractive, look at you, you're short, you're fat. He will eventually abandon you because you're just not worthy. Or maybe there's this past trauma that you're dealing with, like you've been cheated on before. And that makes trusting again super terrifying. I'll give you an example. And I also see this in my private practice with couples. Your current partner may be totally trustworthy, but you might still feel that same old fear rising whenever he comes home late because your body remembers that past betrayal. This is trauma. This is where working with a therapist and doing deeper healing can really help. Because if you only focus on your partner without addressing your inner wounds, the insecurity will keep resurfacing. If you're thinking about going to a therapist, you need to make sure it's someone who understands you, makes you feel safe, and actually will help you work through the trust issues. I've put together a playlist that walks you through step by step how to go about starting therapy so you don't waste time or energy with the wrong fit. You can watch the series on your screen right now.